Hello students, welcome to the class. This is Professor Vinakratan from Department of Mechanical Engineering, Jain College of Engineering, Belgaum. So in today's class, we'll learn in detail regarding the applications of fluid power system. Then one of the application is being shown to you on the left hand side. Then the other one is Pascal's law, and a small image wherein a bottle and it is being closed by a cork and to which a pressure is applied. A small example of Pascal's law is shown to you. Yeah. Today we'll learn this applications of fluid power system and Pascal's law in today's class. So before we study the applications of fluid power systems in detail, let's go through once again the applications of fluid power system. So first one is hydraulic lifter or Caesar lifter. Second, hydraulic brakes. Third, aircraft landing gear system. Fourth, aircraft direction of motion control system. Fifth one, pneumatic control doors in automobiles, industrial forklifts, robotic arm and gripper operation, hydraulic powered excavators, hydraulic powered cranes and dump truck. These are only few examples, few applications. There are n number of applications. We will study these applications in detail in the next slide. So we will see the applications of a fluid power system one by one. First one is a hydraulic lifter or Caesar lifter. So this hydraulic lifter or Caesar lifter is mainly used in construction of buildings, painting the walls, welding where the welding is involved at different heights. Okay, you might have seen an advertisement of Ranveer Kapoor, okay, wherein he was painting a wall. Okay, and that is a simple example of hydraulic lifter where it is used. Why it is called as Caesar? You can see the shape of this arms, links which are there. They are like Caesar. That's why it is called as Caesar lifter. The space which is provided for the worker to stand is called as platform. This height of the platform can be varied with the help of cylinder. Extension and retraction of this platform can be varied with the help of cylinders which are present here. We will see this in the next slide, the animation, how exactly the height is varied. When the fluid enters and when the cylinder it extends, then again from the other end so in this slide you can see exactly how the hydraulic lifter works with the help of a cylinder. When the fluid enters over here, the piston will extend, and the fluid enters in this direction. At the other end, the piston will retract. When piston extends, your platform will be lifted. When piston retracts, the platform will go down. This is how the working of hydraulic lifter takes place with the help of hydraulic cylinder. Now let's see the second application, that is hydraulic brakes, which works on the principle of fluid power system. When you are riding a vehicle at a very high speed, if you want to suddenly stop, you apply brakes, right? So there are generally two types of brakes. Which are those? One is disc brake, other is drum brake. Now let's see the working of hydraulic brakes with the help of animation. When you press brake pedal, a high pressure hydraulic oil will enter the master cylinder. Now with the help of piston cylinder arrangement, extension and retraction of brake caliper will take place. During extension of a brake caliper, your disc will stop rotating, which means your brake caliper can expand and retract against the rotation of disc. This is how exactly the hydraulic brakes work. You can see the animation. Now let's move on to the next application, that is aircraft landing gear system. To raise and lower the landing gear of an aircraft, fluid power system is very much essential. When the pilot moves the lever of the small control valve in one direction, oil under high pressure flows to one end of the cylinder to lower the landing gear. So that is during landing of a aircraft. When the pilot moves the same lever in opposite direction, oil under high pressure flows in opposite direction of the previous one. Hence rising of landing gear takes place. This is how the landing gear system works with the help of fluid power system. Move on to next one, aircraft direction of motion control system. Even the motion control system of an aircraft is controlled by fluid power system. You can see a small animation of a person sitting on a animated aeroplane. So the up and down, rolling action, then side motion, that is all controlled by a fluid power system. Now let's see how exactly this motion control system of aircraft is controlled. So the up and down motion of aircraft is called as pitch control. Rolling action of an aircraft is called as rolling control, and left and right motion of an aircraft is called as yaw motion control. See one by one what is pitch control, what is yaw motion and rolling action. What are the fluid power systems which control this motion of an aircraft? What is pitch control? Pitch control is nothing but up and down motion of an aircraft. You can see over here at the back end of an aircraft, so elevator actuators. So up and down motion of an aircraft is controlled by elevator actuators. So that we call it as pitch control. Next is rolling control of an aircraft. This rolling control of an aircraft is controlled by aileron actuators which are present on the wings of an aircraft. You can see the direction of these ailerons actuators, how exactly the rolling action is controlled. Just by the up and down movement of this aileron actuators, this rolling action of aircraft is yaw motion control, left and right movement of an aircraft, that is controlled by a rudder actuator. So this rudder actuator will be present at the back end of aircraft, and this rudder actuator is connected to the vertical stabilizer. Next application of fluid power system, pneumatic controlled doors in automobiles. So for the automatic opening and closing of modern day buses is been done by pneumatic actuators which will be present at the side of the doors. That opening and closing of the doors is controlled by the driver sitting by using a lever or button. You might have seen also in buses. So next application, industrial forklifts. So in industries, to transfer the materials from one place to other place, forklifts are used, which operates on hydraulic power system. You can see a small animation wherein a box has been transferred from one place to other place. In this slide, you'll see how exactly the industrial forklifts work with the help of a hydraulic power system. So there are two hydraulic cylinders which are used in order to control the up and down motion of a forklifts. You can see as the fluid enters, your fork is lifted and vice versa. You can see the animation how it is controlled up and down motion when the fluid enters and leaves the piston cylinder. Application is robotic arm and gripper operation. So this robotic arms and grippers are operated using linear and rotary, hydraulic or pneumatic actuators. You can see a small animation how that holder opens and closes by the movement of a piston. The next application of fluid power system is hydraulic powered excavators, which you commonly call it as JCB. So there are mainly three parts: bucket, arm and boom, which are controlled by the hydraulic actuators which are shown over here. So the bucket is controlled by a bucket actuator. So this bucket is mainly used for loading and unloading of the material, and this arm is controlled by arm actuator, and the up and down motion of boom is controlled by boom actuator. You can see a small animation on the right hand side how exactly it is controlled using hydraulic system. So one more small animation on hydraulic powered excavator, how exactly the hydraulic oil transfers from one end to other end. You can see the animation from engine to pump, through distribution system, then through boom, arm and the bucket. So next application of fluid power system, hydraulic powered cranes. In order to control the movement of this arm, so for this a special type of cylinders are used. We call them as telescopic cylinders, as you have seen the antenna of a radio in the similar fashion. And on the left hand side also, at the bottom of the hydraulic powered crane, you can see the telescopic cylinders. You can see the animation of a telescopic cylinders, how exactly they work. Next application of fluid power system, dump truck. So up and down motion of this is controlled by telescopic cylinders. You can see the small animation over here. Next, we'll move on to Pascal's law. First, let's define what is Pascal. Next, we'll move on to Pascal's law. First, let's define what is Pascal's law. Then we'll take an example and explain the definition of Pascal's law. So Pascal's law is defined as the pressure applied to a confined fluid, means a portion of a fluid. A pressure is applied only on the portion of a fluid. This pressure applied to a confined fluid is transmitted undiminished in all directions throughout the fluid and acts perpendicular to the surfaces in which the fluid is in contact. Right? Let's take a jar, okay, in which a fluid is filled and it is closed by a piston. When you apply a force on the piston, this force gets transmitted through fluid to the ends of a jar in all directions, and these forces are perpendicular to the surfaces where the fluid is in contact. This is how exactly the Pascal's law. Now let's consider the application of Pascal's law. Using the principle of Pascal's law, a British mechanic Joseph Bama developed a hydraulic press using the principle of Pascal's law. You can see a small animation over here which is used to lift heavier objects. A small force is applied on one end and you are getting a large force on the other end. Let us consider a hydraulic press where F1 is the force acting on a smaller piston, A1 is the area of a smaller piston, S1 is the smaller piston stroke, F2 is the force acting on the bigger piston, so that is when you get the force on the other end, when you apply a smaller force F1. A2 is the area of a bigger piston and S2 is the piston stroke at the bigger end. Now you can see when you apply a force F1 how the pressure gets transmitted from one end to other end. So this pressure remains same. So P1 will be equal to P2. So what is pressure given by? Force upon area. So F1 is the force on the smaller end of a piston divided by cross-sectional area of is used smaller piston, simple hydraulic which is equal to F2, the heavier vehicles. The force which you are getting on the other end divided by the cross-sectional area of the bigger end of the piston. So this principle of law, Pascal's law, is used in simple hydraulic jacks to lift the heavier vehicles. Even this Pascal's law is used in hydraulic operated cranes, JCBs, brake systems and many more. In most of the fluid power systems, this concept of Pascal's law is. Now we'll take a problem on application of Pascal's law. So problem is like this. Two pistons of hydraulic lift have diameters 60 cm and 5 cm. What is the force exerted by the larger piston when 50 Newton is placed on the smaller piston? So what is given in the problem? Diameters of small end and large end of a piston is given and force on the smaller end of a piston is given to you. You have to find out what is the force which you are getting on the other end of a piston. See, we know from Pascal's law P1 pressure at smaller end will be equal to pressure at the larger end. So pressure P1 is nothing but F1 upon A1, F2 is nothing but P2 is nothing but F2 upon A2. Calculate the area of both ends, substitute the values, you will get the force on the larger end as 7200 newtons. This is how the force is multiplied. You are just applying a 50 Newton force on the smaller end, wherein you are getting around 7.2 kilonewton force on the other end. This is how the force is multiplied. So this Pascal's law is nothing but concept of multiplication of force.